24/7.
Are you ready to talk about sex?
No, let's talk about relationships.
Or is it time to talk about dating taboos?
It's on your mind.
So let's talk about it
On Nightlife 24/7.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nightlife 24/7. As always, I'm your boy, Mac. Listen, we have some really, really special guests tonight. The good thing about this is you will remember her. I promise you will remember her. She was funny. She was outspoken. And just the fact that she sat there and told you some things that a lot of you people actually commented on back to me made me laugh so hard because you said, oh my God, she was so simplistic in the way she explained things. Please, please, please give a warm welcome for Opal.
Hi, everyone.
And guess what? She's not alone. She brought her significant other with her. You know what? I call this guy my brother from another mother. He's all the way from another continent, but that's okay. What's up, Tiger?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going, man. It's going. So listen, guys, I know that you guys have become family to me, and I wanted to talk about some things ever since this COVID-19 has hit us and we're stuck in the house with our spouses who are molesting us, as Opal has stated earlier, and our kids are driving us nuts, and we just want to throw them outside the door and lock it and let them fend for themselves, which we can't do legally.
I can do. I do it every day.
Yeah, but you actually let them back in to feed them. Most people don't want to let them back in. See, that's the difference.
I don't want to let them back in. They just have entirely too many ways to get back in.
Oh, okay. So,
well, we just don't want them to go feral and start eating livestock around here. So, I don't think that would be a good idea.
I'm not going to say your children's names, but I can see that one from the little one. The youngest one, I truly could see that.
Oh yeah.
He would look at you and probably growl if you tried to take it away from him.
He has, actually.
See, I can see that one from the little one. So, I want to talk about a subject that I have to be honest with you, I have a lot of experience in, but I wanted to talk to friends who I thought or think didn't play in that arena or didn't have a lot of experience, just to get your opinion and thoughts on it. And that thought that I wish to discuss tonight is sex clubs. So, just out of curiosity, have any one of y'all ever been to a sex club?
Nope.
Have either one of y'all ever thought about going to a sex club?
Nope.
Yeah, of course. I'm a guy.
He's the guy. Yeah, we always think about it. Hey, it's free sex. Okay, you ain't got to take them on a date and you ain't got to buy gas. Okay, so yeah. But
I mean, I've been to clubs where certain activities occurred, but it was not what you consider a sex club.
Okay.
Just couples dancing really, really close together, or two or three people just huddled together and kind of doing their own thing in a dark corner somewhere. But that's just the normal club scene, I suppose.
So, Tiger, I'm going to ask you this because I have noticed with the research I was doing, and a couple of people I actually knew, you lived in Florida for a while, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is that very prevalent in Florida? Because the people I knew who were from Florida made that very clear that it tends to happen a lot in the club.
When I was living in Florida, I was very isolated. So I did not go out much, although
Right.
I kind of wanted to, but I never had the chance, so I would not know. Now, small town Georgia, yeah, been out there,
Really?
and things get wild in small town Georgia. You know, it's either fuck or fight type of situation. So, you know,
Okay.
you can only fight so much.
Wow. Alrighty then. Okay. Let me ask you, I'm asking both of you this question. You guys used to have cable, HBO, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Did you ever see any of the HBO specials about the sex clubs?
Was it Street Talks or something like that?
Yeah,
or
yes.
Real
Thank
Sex?
you.
Real Sex. That's it.
Real sex talk or real talk sex, something like that. But yeah.
No.
So, Opal, you've never seen those specials.
I mean, I know what they are, and I saw trailers for them, but I never watched them. I wasn't interested.
Not even out of
She's been
curiosity,
deprived.
just to see what it was all about?
I'm not. I have a fine imagination. I'm sure I can figure out what sex clubs are all about. It does not do anything for me to watch other people have sex.
Ooh,
So
that-
I find that to be a very odd thing in humanity that other people want to watch it so much. I don't get it. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't get it.
Okay, that's extremely interesting, because either in most worlds you're a voyeur who likes to watch, and I guess in your world just really cut and dry. Either I'm into it or I'm not into it. I guess
Yeah.
that's kind of where you're standing on it.
Yeah, and I don't care that other people are into it. It's like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just never appealed to me in any fashion, and I don't understand why it appeals to other people.
So let me ask you this. I understand you're saying to watch another man and woman have sex does nothing for you. But I'm just asking because I have to, because my listeners want to know. Even when it comes to two women being together, you never thought about watching that or interested in watching that?
No. Or two men, that's...
See, that was the
Kind
next
of.
question out of my mouth.
Yeah,
You took it out of my mouth. I was going to say two men because for some reason, women here in Atlanta are turned on by watching two men have sex. I don't get it. I swear to God, I don't get it.
Well, I don't get why men are so attracted to watching two women have sex.
They're beautiful and they're women.
Yeah.
And so we're men.
Yeah, but men are hairy and just
Yeah, we can be very repulsive. I'm sorry.
That's what we're attracted to. So why wouldn't we be attracted to men being open with their sexuality?
Okay. All right. So, okay, I'm sorry. I'm with Tiger on this one. I'm sorry. It ain't working. It ain't working for me. But yeah, if it goes for you, hey, do what
Yeah,
makes
for
you
me,
happy.
I get other people do, but it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't mean I haven't been in situations where I have seen people doing it, but I don't, not into watching. I don't pay attention to it. I just let them do their business, and I go about mine.
So,
The clubs where I grew up are just as filthy as the pubs everywhere else.
so let
Or
me
the
ask
clubs
you.
in
Let me ask you this though. So what you're saying is you have not necessarily been to a sex club, but you've been to a club or a party where people were getting it on, and you just like, okay, whatever, and just going about your business.
Or I've been one of the people in a club getting it on. But it's not a sex club, it's just a club. All nightclubs do that. That happens everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live.
That is
You're
true.
Trying slightly more discreet about it in a non-sex club, I guess, and you're probably way more intoxicated than the people in a sex club.
Which is true because, they don't serve alcohol in sex clubs. You can bring alcohol, and they have a bar and a bartender. I don't know if you knew that. And you could bring your own alcohol, and they will serve you your own alcohol. But they do not have liquor licenses.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Because it's about consent.
Right.
You're
It's
bringing your own
right.
alcohol, then you're
It's truly about consent. You're right. So, if you're open to having sex in a normal club, then what's the difference between having sex in a club where you can have it, which has beds in it and closed, and there's closed doors. You know, there's rooms you can go in and close the door.
I guess probably it's been more that it's just the spur of the moment. It's that random guy on the dance floor when you're drunk and your pheromones match and you are digging each other. And I don't know that I've ever actually had sex per se, but that doesn't mean I haven't gotten very freaky.
Okay.
Just actually gone all the way in a club.
I feel that.
Happening.
So, if Tiger presented you with the opportunity, would you consider it?
I mean, if he wanted to go to one, I would go with him.
See, that's love.
To keep an eye on me.
More out of concern for the other women.
Oh, man.
You're a good boy, Ted. I'm sorry, but you are.
He's what?
You're not. He's a good boy. He behaves. He knows where his bread is buttered.
Well, but see, I get what you're saying. I have been to those clubs multiple times with other partners who were interested and wanted to go. I've never wanted to go on my own because as a single guy, it just looks like you're desperate. But I went with females, and I've had 2 females take me a couple times for my birthday. You know, we get picked. Women will come up to you and say, hey, I remember the very last time I went for my birthday, a couple years back. Went with 2 female friends. We were hanging out. They were doing their thing. I was just chilling, and a female came up to me and was like, hey, you're really attractive. I'd like to. And we went in a private room, spent time together for about an hour and a half. And she came out, and she went and got her cousin who was with her and brought her back and said, you need to spend some time with him. And then her cousin came in the room. So you ain't got to worry about the women. You might want to keep an eye on the women to make sure they ain't trying to keep him in the room.
I wouldn't worry about that with him, truthfully. I trust him.
Okay.
But he's never given me a reason not to. And I would keep it that way.
Well, it's a consensual place. It wouldn't be like he would be doing something behind your back.
I don't share.
You don't? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think your motto to me was we don't share. Is that what, I remember you saying that to me one time we were on a trip together.
Yep. We don't share. We talk about it, we joke about it. I have been in relationships that have been more open before, but I've never been in love the way I'm in love with this guy. I don't want to share him with anybody else, and I have no interest in anyone else.
But let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask this of you too, Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
We're human. We see other people who we find attractive physically and sexually. Have you guys not ever fantasized about it? Or, I mean, in that moment say, you know what? It's a possibility. I'm not sure I would cross the line and take that plunge, but they kind of fine, that couple or that person. I was like, yeah, we could share them and just have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, have that never come across in a conversation?
He's asking you too, honey.
Yeah, I know, but I was waiting for you to answer first.
That's why I like him. He was like, oh, hell nah. I ain't even finna step out here first. Let her say something, then I'll follow up. That's my boy. That's why he's my boy.
We have had conversations about it. There have been women that we've both found attractive, and I have no problem with flirting, and I have no problem with him flirting. And I have entertained the idea, but it gets as far as I could be comfortable making out with her, but I wouldn't be comfortable with him making out with her. I don't want to. I want to see him with somebody else.
So you would be okay with
And-
him watching you with someone else, female wise.
Again, I don't like the whole voyeurism thing. So of course I would want him to be there because I wouldn't want to be hiding things from him. But at the same time, I would feel uncomfortable knowing that I was being watched.
Okay. And your thoughts on that, Tiger?
Well, yeah, of course, being a guy, I have straight thoughts and stuff, but my philosophy is, okay, yeah, hour or two or so of fun, and then you'll have months, years of consequence that you have to pay.
So an hour worth of fun and a lifetime of regret.
Right. And it's not, to me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for my own peace of mind because, I love my wife. And to me, it's just not worth upsetting her because I lost control.
Okay.
Just not worth it to me.
All right. I can respect that. I truly, truly can respect that. So I'm going to ask you both a question. I want you to think about it. In your personal opinion, from a woman's point of view, then a man's point of view, why do you think sex clubs are so prevalent?
Or so what?
Prevalent. Why they're still growing, they're still solid, they're not going away. Why do you think they're so prevalent?
Sex sells.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, but not everybody feels the same way we do. We're not like, it's not that everybody should feel the way we do or think the way we do or have the same opinions that we do. Everybody is different, and humans are still mammals. Everybody is a different sex drive. Everybody is a different fetish. Everybody is a different everything. So people are comfortable being more open about this now. Swingers have been around for decades. Fishbowl parties. Come on now. Now we're doing it in clubs instead of in our houses because we don't want defects to take our kids away.
Well, that is true. And it's funny
No
that
different.
it's funny that you went back to the old school name for it, which fishbowl parties.
Oh yeah, I know all about fishbowl parties.
Yeah, people have that term hasn't been used in forever, but you're correct. And Tiger has said it more than he said the right to me. Yes, what you did was you gave the scientific, correct, political answer, but Tiger said it best. Sex sells.
It does. It always has.
Yeah, I mean that is a profession that will never go away, never ever go away.
No, and now they're not brothels; they're sex clubs. It's all just different branding in different locations. It's always been there.
Okay.
Well,
okay, go ahead.
My philosophy is, it doesn't matter what you're into, what your interests are, and what your partner is interested. What matters is that there's mutual consent and that they're having fun with it. To me, it doesn't matter if it's two guys, two women, or even bestiality. I don't care as long as it's consensual. Well, maybe not bestiality. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro, they ain't letting that happen.
I don't think.
Yeah, that ain't finna happen in the club. But yeah, I appreciate your thought line on that. But no, that ain't happening. They ain't letting Fido in there, and they ain't letting Mr. Ed the horse in. So yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, clap twice or neigh twice if you consent. Okay. Wait a minute. How many times did he clap? I can't tell. The music too loud.
Oh, that is too funny. I won't say that I don't have experience in this because I do. I've had from the sex clubs to the private sex parties at the hotels to actually throwing the sex parties at my home, and it kind of happened. How can I say? It kind of happened out of necessity, because one thing I learned very quickly when I went to other private sex parties and homes, I realized that it was a cash cow. And it was a serious cash cow because of single men. Single men would pay anywhere from $50 to $150 just to get into your private party to have sex. And I paid my rent.
That's cheap, man.
I know. And I'm just saying here in Georgia, but man, I could pay my rent and my bills. I didn't have an issue. But the thing I did notice at a lot of the private parties and at the sex clubs, that there were a lot of Caucasian men who would watch their wives be with other men of other ethnicities because they could not get it up. But their wives are not leaving them. The women would let you know, I love him. I'm not going anywhere. This is what we've come as an arrangement for me to be satisfied. Okay, let me put it this way. If at any given time that Tiger got to the point where something happened and he was not able to satisfy you, do you think you would be open then to the sex club / sex parties to get your sexual gratification open?
He would have to have lost his tongue and both his hands before that happened.
Well, damn. Alrighty. You must be a damn.
Yeah,
you must be a kung fu master down there, bro. Do you?
Yes. Yes.
They say the force is strong within this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the force is very
You
strong.
got to put the so long.
But do you think, and this is a question both of you, do you think that if someone loves someone so much that they're willing to let them be satisfied by someone else, is that still, do you think that's a problem for the marriage? Just your honest opinion.
From my point of view, I'm too much of an alpha male to be really comfortable with doing that.
Gotcha.
In my previous relationships, I've been in open relationships and things like that in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I found that as long as I have another partner, I'm okay with it, but it's just still part of it. Part of myself is still thinking, okay, this dude is taking what's mine. There's for me, there's a sense of almost emasculating myself by sharing my partner.
Okay.
I know that
No. That makes
just
logical
me.
sense, and I get that, because listen. I have dated women who have felt that way. They was like, "Am I not enough for you? Do I not satisfy you? What's wrong with me that I'm not enough?" So I get your point, and it's a valid point. It really is an extremely valid point. I guess some of us are just wired so differently in that aspect. But yeah, what you're saying is total sense. I want to ask you this, though. I wanted to ask you this. Say you guys are out and you have been friends with this couple for 5 years. Been with them for about 5 years. You've been really good friends. Y'all are close. You hang out. Y'all get you're drinking. How would you feel, or how would you deal with them if one night y'all are all drunk and they actually came on to you, or they said, "Hey, let's all go hang out. We want to take you to this place," and they took you out to a sex club?
I'm okay with being there. And me personally, I don't mind watching. Now, if my wife wants to participate, that's going to require a lot of talking, a lot of thinking before I'm even halfway close to being okay with it.
I understand. Believe me, I truly understand. The first time I was ever approached by one of my partners, it took a lot of talking. I don't know why it did, because I'm very open-minded about a lot of things and it doesn't bother me. I guess I wanted to make sure that this was happening, and maybe that's what it was. Maybe I was trying to convince myself, hey, this is actually real. So I agree with you. There has to be a lot of talking, because there has to be trust. There has to be an understanding. There has to be rules or protocols set into place, because when you go to this environment, it's totally different from what it used to be, what you're used to and what you are expecting. So you got to have safety precautions in mind, all these different things. But knowing
Yeah,
Opal,
and see,
yeah, go ahead.
And see, that's the thing. As it is right now, there's so many societal rules and societal restrictions, okay? And regardless of how anybody feels about their partners or any other relationship or any other contact, they are influenced in the initial superficial level by the societal norms and societal rules. Okay. However, when it gets really down and dirty, a person's base instincts come out. No matter how briefly or however long, when you're doing it, however long it is, there is that base animal instinct or animal act and mindset comes on during the actual act. Okay? And that being said, me as a male, when my base animal instinct comes out, I like to claim what is mine. And my initial base instinct, when someone else encroaches upon what is mine, is to strike out.
Okay. I mean, what you're saying is it's weird, because you're giving a psychological breakdown of the way the human psyche works for most male. So what you're saying makes so much logical sense to me. It really, really does. Now, I want to ask you this one. This question is posed to both of you, and one of you can answer, both of you can answer. If the world was different in the fact that no one wore clothes, we did not wear clothes, did you think sex clubs would even exist?
Probably.
Seriously,
because again, not everybody wants to watch that. Not everybody wants to see that. So there's probably always going to be some form of societal rules that don't allow that in public at any given moment. Just because we don't have clothes on doesn't mean that it's okay to go humpy chump in the fucking grocery aisle.
Hey,
although that could be fun.
I was just gonna say, man, as long as you ain't in the cold and in the freezer part, we're good.
But again, then I wouldn't want to come across that. Even if nobody's wearing clothes, I don't want to just randomly walk into an aisle. I wouldn't want my kids with me when I'm in a grocery store to randomly come across some couple fucking in the produce stand.
There was where was it? I can't remember if it was Instagram or if it was Facebook. This couple started having sex in the aisle at the gas station, you know, the little convenience store. And the owner didn't stop them. He let them have sex the whole time. I think the woman had on like a house coat or something, and the guy did too. And they just came in and started messing with each other and had sex. They took off and laid the coat on the floor and they started having sex.
That was probably staged.
You think so?
Or the shop owner was a perv. Either the shop owner was a perv or he was in on it.
I think the shop owner was a perv. Just watching it, I think he was a perv, and they knew it, and they knew they could get away with it.
Yeah, then that's staged. But again, that's not just hopping into Walmart and deciding you want to get down and dirty in the CD aisle.
I don't know.
Whatever floats their boat is.
Yeah, because there are people who only get off by being watched by other people. And
that's true.
I think that's a big part of the sex club.
For me, personally, I don't particularly understand why, and I don't particularly care to try to understand why.
Right.
But if it makes them happy and the property owner is okay with it, okay, well, that's fine. Just don't let people that are of underage or out of age of consent witness it.
Listen,
because
I ain't buying shit out
we
of that
have to
aisle.
We have to draw a line somewhere.
I'm not buying a damn thing out of that aisle. I'm sorry, I'm good. I really am. You start having sex in the fruit and vegetable section, yeah, I'm not going to be able to buy anything out of that section for a while. Just can't see buying it. No matter how much I wash it, scrub it, or rinse it off, I'm good. I'm real good. That's just me.
I mean, come on now.
I'm just saying, only because, and I guess people are going to think I'm weird when I say this, but these are just my thoughts. I know women can squirt. I know men ejaculate and stuff all over. Yeah, I'm good. To me, it's almost like spraying like a cat. I'm sorry, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you don't want to eat other people's used meat.
Right. Yes. Hey, see, I like the way you put that. I'm good. I'm totally freaking good. I'm sorry. But, I mean, behind closed doors or a facility where that's facilitated and it's orchestrated, okay, do you. One thing I like about the sex clubs, the food part in each sex club I've ever been to is completely separate on the other side of the building. There's something dividing it, so there's nothing being put. And when you come to eat at the buffet, they require you to have clothes on. Even in the nudist camps, they require you to put something around you, a towel or a wrap, So I'm cool with that because, hey, I'm a foodie and I don't want other shit in my food. I'm sorry, I just don't. If it wasn't meant to be in my food, I don't want it in my food.
Absolutely.
So I'm totally okay with that. I'm really I'm okay with that. So, do you think, based on what's happening now in the world with COVID-19, that a lot of sex clubs are going to be shut down, or they're going to lose business, or they're just going to go away because of the fact of this virus and social distancing? Do you think that's going to happen?
Well, I would imagine they're already shut down because of the laws. Well, I don't know in Georgia.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're shut down now, but I'm talking about once we start to reopen.
My point is that, I don't think that they will reopen for a very long time because this is going to last a lot longer than we really think it is.
I agree with you 150%.
That the government's letting on.
Yeah.
And most people are going to lose their businesses. They can't afford to keep those buildings
Yeah, I agree with you 150%. This is going to last a lot longer than what people are expecting.
Yeah, we're going to lose a lot of nightclubs of all varieties, a lot of restaurants of all varieties.
Yeah.
And it will probably be a very long time before we start to see the same numbers again, if ever. So, but I don't think it's going to stop people from wanting it. I just don't think that people are going to be able to afford to maintain them and keep them open in a couple of years.
In just your opinion, do you think that more people are going to start having sex club parties at their homes then, because this is not prevalent for us to go out? This is a close group of friends we know and trust versus we're out now in a building. We don't know who or what has what or did have what as far as COVID-19.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
can see that.
I think it'll definitely become more of another fishbowl party situation.
I wonder for those clubs that do survive, for those clubs who actually do survive, I wonder if they're going to test you before you come in. Or they're going to take your temperature and give you one of because they're coming up with a new COVID-19 test that will give you results in a minute. It's almost like a pregnancy test. You know what I mean? That
would be fantastic.
Yeah, they're coming up with that. There's a university here in Georgia that has something very close to it, to where you can buy it off the store shelf and test yourself. But I wonder, in the future, will that be our new normal? If I want to have sex with someone, I now have to, hey, we have to go, I want to see your test results.
No, I don't think that's going to happen because we don't do that with STDs. Clubs don't do that with STDs. You can go in that club without having to prove any kind of paperwork for that, right?
That is true, very much true. But I'm thinking we're going to have a new normal. I think our normal is going to change.
I don't think that anybody is going to be testing like that. I don't think anyone's going to be going to quite that extreme.
Shit, it would make me feel confident if I was still into sex clubs. That would be the one thing that would make me say, oh, hell yeah, okay, I feel comfortable in this club. I feel safe. I'm being honest. It would make me feel safe if I was still into that.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying I don't see it really happening there might be a club here and there, but I don't see it happening on a norm level.
Okay. That's just,
wow. I agree. I think some of the more exclusive clubs that cost a lot more money to join or participate in are going to require some sort of certificate, just like, working in the porn industry, right?
Right.
You have to have a clean bill of health and all that and have it updated every so often in order to work in that industry. I think with the higher level of clientele, the clientele are going to insist upon it. Yeah, it's going to cost a lot more money. But those type of clubs, I think, are going to be rare, but will be offered. Now, I think as a result of this quarantine, whenever people are shut and isolated for a long time, after they go out, a lot of people are just going to go ape shit and go hog wild. Yeah, because you're all of a sudden free. So I think for once the quarantine is lifted, for a period of time, there's going to be a booming sex club and societal type of scenes that just go pretty much overboard on celebrating the fact that that we're all free.
We can get out and do it again. Let's just make a big bang out of it.
Right.
Well, hey guys, I want to thank you. We're down to the last few minutes of the show. And for those of you who are listening, listen, we tell you at the end of every show, we're not your counselors, we're not your therapists, we're not your psychologists. We're just giving you our point of view on the show. Okay, that doesn't make us wrong, that doesn't make us right. But one thing you should consider very much, if this does go back to somewhat kind of normal and sex clubs are reopened, I would think about the fact that if you haven't been around those people that you've socialized with for a very long time, and you don't know or haven't seen them or contacted them on a regular basis to know that they're self-quarantining themselves or staying in or social distancing, I would be a little bit more cautious. That's all I'm going to say. You are grown up. You have consent to do what you want to do in these clubs if they do reopen. But caution. That's all I'm saying. Caution, caution, caution. Now, from Opal and Tiger, if you had any advice to give to people who are considering sex clubs or who have been going to sex clubs and thought about, damn, as soon as it's over, I'm back in it, what would your advice be?
I think exactly what you just said. Use some common sense, use some caution. Just because we're out of quarantine doesn't mean that the virus is gone. It's, statistically you're likely to survive it, but it's nasty, nasty shit. I have a number of friends who've gone through it already, and they wouldn't wish it on their worst enemy.
That's for damn sure.
So, yeah.
And
think twice.
And what do you think, Tiger? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, my thought is that, like I've expressed throughout this session, I think as long as people are consenting adults or of age of consent, whatever floats your boat.
Okay.
Just stay safe. Use your common sense, or if you're lacking in common sense, well, try to get some.
Gotcha.
Ask a friend.
I truly understand that. Hey guys, at the end of every show, we try to impel upon you just common sense, and we tell you guys all the time, be safe, be smart, and have fun. The world is changing. I don't honestly know what the new normal is going to be. I'm not sitting here trying to predict it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everything is going to be okay and it's going back to the way it was. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this. Whatever the new normal is, still use common sense. Okay? It's not that hard. If you think that it may be something that may harm you or there may be dire consequences, then why take the chance? Why even take the chance for a moment, just a moment in time for a good time? It's not worth it. I promise you, it is truly, truly not worth it. Tiger said that right from the get-go. Moment of fun will get you a lifetime of regret. I think sex clubs are a great thing, only for the simple fact that there are people who have certain inhibitions and fetishes that they feel ashamed or embarrassed about, but they can let go in these certain places. They like to be seen. They like to be felt and cared for in a certain way sexually, and that's great. But I don't know if it's going to be the same as it was before. I tell you at the end of every show, and I'm going to preach it until you get tired of me hearing you say it. We are put on this earth every day to help somebody. We are. And if you can't do anything to help someone, I truly ask from the bottom of my heart that you don't do anything to harm them. And with that being said, I'm going to say thank you to Tiger, to Opal, and we're going to say goodbye to you guys for the night. We'll talk to you later. We at Nightlife 24/7 appreciate you, our listener, who has an open mind and heart and are able to listen, learn, and discuss those issues that affect you and your partner. By discussing these issues, we hope to keep the lines of communication open to help inform you, our listener, and our community. It's on your mind, so let's talk about it on Nightlife 24/7.